Good Monday morning. This is Micah Mitchell with Madison County Weather Updates. I want to give you an update on severe potential for this afternoon and then how that may or may not affect severe potential for tomorrow. So, as you probably have seen on the pages, the National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm watch that runs until 6 p.m. On current pace right now, it looks like Madison County would probably be affected in the 3 to 5 or 6 p.m. time frame. So we'll kind of keep an eye on how that line progresses. It's actually at the state line right now, but some of that leading edge may fall apart because we're not in a good time for storm development, and yet there's still severe going on. So that tells you how potent the front is that's coming through. But again, severe thunderstorm watch in effect, including Madison County until 6 p.m. All modes of severe are possible, but the main threat will be damaging winds. So here's a look at the radar at 11:40 a.m. I'm taking part of my lunch to bring this to you. You can see development going on out here. Again, this is not a normal time for storms to really develop, and yet they are. So the individual cells are moving to the northeast, maybe northeast, and then the line itself is moving very slowly toward the east. So again, depending on how well this leading edge holds together, we'll be looking at maybe around 3 p.m. if this holds together well, maybe closer to 5 p.m. if there's a little bit of decay and then redevelopment as this line comes across. But you can see there's severe thunderstorm warning over here. There's severe thunderstorm warning down here. And again, this is not really in prime time for severe. So that again tells you how potent the energy is that's coming across. So as is always the case, I'm going to use some model data just to try to give you some timing. None of the data is super on point with this, but the HRRR is pretty close with it, but it's missing this development kind of out here in this leading edge. So we'll keep that in mind, but this is kind of the simulated radar from the latest HRRR, the 14Z. And this is at noon, 1, 2, 3. By 3 p.m., you can see it begins to press some of the storm activity into Madison County. Again, how well this leading edge holds together is going to be key on timing. Then by 4 p.m., it's blowing the line through here. 5, 6, 7. There's kind of a gap that it puts in here at 7, and then a secondary wave that comes through around 8, 9, 10, 11, midnight, and 1. And it may not hold together this long. And then we get into the overnight hours, and you can see another wave back here that would be tomorrow's severe threat potentially. I'll say this, if today's storm system produces on a widespread scale, then tomorrow's severe threat is going to be lower. If this severe threat this afternoon doesn't really pan out on a large scale, there's going to be plenty of energy left over for this wave back here. So then we would have to be watching tomorrow afternoon for some more widespread severe. So with that in mind, let's take a look at what the Storm Prediction Center has. Here's the day one. That's today. They have us in a slight risk for severe. And then as we look at, there's a small tornado threat, 2 to 4% risk of a tornado within 25 miles of a given point. So a low threat, but the threat is there. The greatest threat is damaging winds, and we're in a 15 to 29% risk of, or probability of damaging winds in excess of 70 miles per hour within 25 miles of a given point. And then also a risk for some hail, not a high risk, but a risk nonetheless. Then as we move on to tomorrow, then almost the entire state's in a slight risk for severe. Again, to me, how this severe risk plays out this afternoon is going to heavily influence how the severe risk plays out tomorrow. So there's no point in getting too deep in the weeds on the forecast for tomorrow until we see how today plays out. So I'll go back one more time just to go over this again. The severe thunderstorm watch is in effect including Madison County, until 6 p.m. As we back this all back up, this is a high resolution rapid refresh model. And again, at noon, it's about the time you'll be getting this. And again, there's development right here along the state line that this is not picking up, so keep that in mind. But then we're at 1, 2, 3 p.m., 4 p.m. It may be a little bit fast on this, but so that's why I think 3 to 6 p.m. is our main risk area. But then again, the ARRR gives a little gap and then a secondary push around 8 or 9 p.m. for some additional severe. I am at work, and the timing of this, I'm on my lunch right now. If it looks like we're developing a wide scale risk, I may have to take some personal time so I can go live. If it's not looking wide scale, I'll keep you updated regardless, of course, of any warnings that might come through. Depending on the timing of this, if I can go live, I will, if needed, but I may not be able to go live. So I'll have to see how that plays out as these storms develop in advance this afternoon. But I wanted to give you this update. Don't want this video to get much longer than it is. As always, thank you so much to those of you who support the page and to the page's sponsors, those of you who support it financially. If you don't and you can, please do so. Again, this is my birthday week. My birthday is Sunday, so if nothing else, maybe send a little birthday love through a donation to the page. So this is Micah Mitchell with Madison County Weather Updates. I will keep you updated as this develops.